To receive coaching on how to create and grow a YouTube channel, invest in real estate, or achieve financial freedom, visit cashnow.video. Hey, what's up guys? John here. If you can't tell, the West is in big trouble. Whether it be the UK, America, Canada, I mean, we're in really, really big trouble. And I think our currency is just heading downhill in a massive, massive way. I think countries like India, China, Russia, South Africa, I mean, these countries are getting poised to dominate. Now Joe Biden and the G7 countries are saying, hey, you know, we're going to ban the import of Russian gold. You look at what, you know, the US dollar. What do? We just basically print money from thin air and hope to sell the debt. We look at what Russia does. Russia mines gold and then they buy that gold with their own rubles, right? And so whose currency is going to be more valuable, right? We look at what Russia is doing right now. Russia, and then you have India, you have South Africa, and you have China in the BRICS system, right? In this BRICS system, they basically, I mean, look at South Africa. South Africa, they basically export the entire periodic table, right? Look at India, the same thing. You look at what India's export, they are doing diamonds, petroleum, rice, jewelry, right? And like they're exporting mainly to the United States, right? Well, what's going to happen with the BRICS system? The BRICS system is a new basket of global currencies in which they hope to overthrow the US dollar. Well, so the US dollar essentially one time was backed predominantly by gold until Nixon threw it off the gold standard in 71, right? Well, now we're canceling fossil fuels. So we're canceling fossil fuels and we're a heavily debt-ridden consumer-based society that produces very little. What I think is happening right now is I think we are witnessing the demolition of the West. That's what I think is happening. I think we're going to start to see so much change happen in this country and in the West that people just simply aren't ready for it. But the big question I have is, remember when Biden put all these sanctions saying that, you know, this is a great thing, we need to stand up for Ukraine, we need to do this, we need to do that. What happened? Short term, ruble plummeted, right? Long term, ruble is the best performing currency of 2022. And I wonder, are we going to see a situation with gold following similar footsteps where maybe gold really performs extremely well going forward, right? I would not be surprised if we see a huge jump in gold. G7 nations to announce import ban on Russian gold as Moscow sanctions widen. The leaders of G7 nations will announce a ban on Russian gold imports from Moscow unprovoked invasion of Ukraine, U.S. President Joe Biden confirmed on Sunday as the leaders met in Munich for the G7 summit. Biden took to Twitter to confirm earlier reports of an imminent ban. The United States have imposed unprecedented costs on Putin to deny him the revenue he needs to fund the war against Ukraine. Together, the G7 will announce that we will ban the import of Russian gold, a major export that rakes in tens of billions of dollars for Russia. Right? Biden said the United States has imposed unprecedented costs on Putin to deny him revenue he needs to fund his war against Ukraine. Together, the G7 will announce that we will ban the import of Russian gold, a major export that rakes in tens of billions of dollars for Russia. Well, you look at what's happening right now in Europe, right? They're leaning away from just fossil fuels, oil from Russia. And what is Russia doing? They're simply just striking better deals with China and India, selling them oil at a lower price to unload the fossil fuels that they need. And what is that ultimately doing? It's bringing out a further competitive advantage with these countries over the West. They're going to be able to produce items at a cheaper cost, distribute items at a cheaper cost. Their economies are going to be running stronger. Food is actually going to be cheaper. Everything is going to be much, much better over there. Whereas here, we're issuing all these sanctions and we're seeing rising prices going across the board. We're seeing more trouble here than there. The move would add to a series of punitive penalties imposed by the West on Russia since its onslaught of Ukraine. The sanctions have aimed to crush Russia's economy, in turn would just crush our economy, and have included bans on curbs on oil and gas imports and trading in Russian banks individuals need. On Tuesday's announcement, the UK government on Sunday also confirmed the move to ban Russian gold imports, saying it would apply to newly mined gold and refined gold, excluding gold that they have come from Russia but has already been exported. Russia is the world's largest producer of gold, according to the latest data from World Gold Council, which accounts for around 10% slice of the world's output. Reuters reported that its holdings of gold have tripled since it legally annexed Crimea in 2104. And commodity is an important asset for Russia's central bank, which is already operating under severely limited conditions. A senior U.S. administration official said Sunday, according to Reuters, that the ban would be announced on Tuesday, adding that the president and other G7 countries will continue to work to hold Putin accountable. Despite the unprecedented level of sanctions imposed by Kremlin, the Russian ruble actually hit its strongest level in 7 years, right? Russia's ruble hit 52.3 to the dollar on Wednesday, its strongest level since 2015 in May, and its surge has been cited in the Kremlin as proof that Western sanctions aren't working. Well, they are working. They're just not working the way that most people thought that they would. In fact, the ruble has actually gotten so strong that Russia's central bank is actively taking measures to try to weaken it, fearing that it will make the country's exports less competitive. This is what I think is going to happen. I think that the next year, the next 2 years, it's going to be a slow erosion of the West. That is what I see happening here. That's why I think it is so important. It is so important that people no longer look at their current lifestyle and base everything on the idea that I need X amount to simply survive, right? Oh, I need 3,000, I need 4,000, I need whatever it is monthly to survive. You need to multiply that figure probably by 2 or 3x. And the reason being is we're stepping into a world of uncertainty. And who knows what these dollars are likely going to be worth? Who knows where things are going? But the more money you have, the more options you have, the better. I believe that the new form of wealth is options. Options is everything. Without options, then you simply are prey to whatever happens in your local area, right? If you have the money, you have the opportunity, you can pivot, you can move with the times. But if you don't, who knows what's going to happen? That's the real thing. Who knows where this is all headed? I can tell you one thing is that it's headed south for the West over the next year, 2 years, 3 years. It's just going to be a slow erosion if this all continues, which I think it is. I think, unfortunately, this is all just going to continue. Look at how dependent the West is on the East, right? You see the dependence. We need everything that they sell, right? We need everything that they sell to make it. And the moment that relationship is severed, then the West no longer makes it. And the East, India, China, Russia, they basically have everything that means anything, which is oil, which is gold, which is every single thing that we have is manufactured and produced in the East, right? So everything. They have something much better than a fiat currency. And soon, I think the West is going to realize just how weak we really are stepping into this battle. What do you think about this entire situation? Drop your comments below. Let's have a conversation about this. Subscribe here. Also subscribe to my second channel. It's going to be an interactive call-in show, a podcast this upcoming week. And LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok up in the banner. If you need help with your credit score, if your credit score is holding you back, maybe you're borrowing money at a much higher interest rate, or maybe it's just simply holding you back from getting a cheaper auto loan, or whatever it may be. You maybe have a personal situation. Cashnow.video. You want to get started on YouTube. You want to get on the YouTube grind with me. Cashnow.video. If you want to invest in real estate when things hit the fan, which I personally think is inevitable, I would bet everything on it that we are going to be stepping into a world of hurt, and that's the time that you want to, understand what to do in real estate. You want to buy when things really, really, really hit the fan. Cashnow.video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.